Hello dear students, very good evening to all of you. I hope students you all are fine. So welcome to CUET concept. In this video we will be practicing some previous year questions which have been asked in your exam in CUET MA entrance. These are the questions which have been asked in the year 2023 in the exam of CUET MA English 2023. I hope students I'm audible to everybody. There's no any technical glitch. Write down in the comment box so that I'll be assured that I'm audible and visible both. There's no any technical glitch here. Very good evening all of you, my dear students. Ayushi, Tamanna, Kalita, Saurav. Okay students, so how is your preparation? Are you revising previous year question papers and all those classes which we have done in our paid course, paid batch? Yes students? Are you revising all those classes? Are you revising all those classes on regular basis? So here I'm able to see all these comments. Yeah, I'm very happy to see all these comments that you all are good and you all are preparing well. तो आज की क्लास में मेनली हम लोग जो 2023 एमए एंट्रेंस में जो क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए हैं we will be focusing on those questions only. Give me 1 minute. एक बार चेक कर लो आप. हेलो, फोन कमेंट्स पढ़ने ना.
ऑफिस चला मोबाइल कहाँ है जी?
It's a streaming ना?
Yeah.
Okay. So is the question?
पूछेगा कि वीडियो क्वालिटी सही है, आवाज सही से जा रहा है?
Yeah. Is everything okay, students?
अगर मेरा आवाज आपके पास जा रहा है तो एक और काम कीजिए, आप अपने कॉलेज के ग्रुप में भी इस वीडियो के लिंक को शेयर कर दीजिए ताकि उनको भी फायदा हो जाए, है ना? चलिए मैम कंटिन्यू कीजिए.
Which of the following is not an example of heroic play? All for love, Venice preserved, 𝐂𝐲𝐄𝐓, the school of scandal. Saurav, you might know the answer of this. I have taught in paid batch. Okay, I'll be letting you know. Anyway, let's start the session. As you know, in CUET concept, we are providing mock test series which will be beneficial for your exam. You can contact to the official number for that. So the first question on the screen for today's session is, which has been asked in the year 2023 in CUET MA English entrance. The question on your screen is, what is the rhyme scheme of Shakespearean sonnet? You know, sonnet is very popular genre of writing in the context of poetry mainly. Here the question which has been asked last year. I hope student it's very easy question. You all have studied, you all know the answer. The first rhyme scheme has given that AB, BA, AB, BA, CD, CD. Second AB, AB, CD, CD, EF. Oh, how genius you all are. Students are commenting the second option, that is AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GG. Okay students, can you tell me the most important characteristic of sonnet? The most important characteristic of a sonnet? Any one of you? Yes, I'm very glad to see all these right comments of yours. Of course, it's 2. Yes, the option 2 is correct. Option 2 is the rhyme scheme of Shakespearean sonnet. Anybody of you can tell me what's difference between Shakespearean sonnet and Petrarchan sonnet? What's the rhyme scheme of Petrarchan sonnet, student? Also, can you tell me what's the rhyme scheme of Spenserian sonnet? Edmund Spenser. Yes, I'm waiting for your answer, student. Rhyme scheme of Spenserian sonnet and also Petrarchan sonnet. How Shakespearean sonnet is different from Petrarchan sonnet? I know it's very easy question. Yes, it's Abba Abba. That is AB, BA, AB, BA, CDE, CDE. Right? It's the rhyme scheme of Petrarchan sonnet, right? The third option, that is AB, AB, BC, BC, CD, CD, EE. That is an example of Spenserian sonnet. You all are correct, student. So, octave, sestet. There are 14 lines in sonnet. Yes, it's very true. Keep answering like this, student. 3 quatrains and 1 couplet in Petrarchan sonnet. That is the style of writing of Petrarchan sonnet. Okay, so let's move to the next question. So the next question on your screen is, in which form was Spenser's Amority written? I hope you all know the answer of this as well. Amority, the famous sonnet sequel of English literature, especially in Renaissance age. In which form, the question has been asked that what was the form, what's the literary genre of the work Amority written by Edmund Spenser? Yes, it's 2. अर्पिता, आयुषी, तमन्ना, उमेल, लिटरेचर की दुनिया, जयंत, सौरभ, स्मिता. Everyone is answering correct. The second option is correct. That is the sonnet sequel. That is the sequence of sonnet, right? Sonnet cycle, it's also called. Can you tell me another important sonnet cycle which is famous in English literature, student? And questions have been asked for so many times. You might have heard, you might know, that is Astrophel and Stella written by Sidney. Do you know this? That is also a famous sonnet sequel. Question has been asked like this in your exam. Astrophel and Stella and Amority. These both sonnet cycles, sonnet sequence are famous. Can you tell me important work, major works written by Edmund Spenser? Because in your CUET syllabus provided by NTA, it has clearly mentioned that they will be asking the questions from major authors, right? And you know, Edmund Spenser is one of the greatest authors of Renaissance period, Elizabethan period. So can you tell me one of the most important work written by him? You might have read the work. Yes, Arpita, very good. It's Fairy Queen. The Fairy Queen, that is the most popular work ever written by Spenser, Edmund Spenser. Let's move to the next question. So the next question on your screen is, from Germany to London to India and finally to New York, which women fiction writer has traveled? From Germany to London, London to India and finally to New York, which women fiction writer has traversed this long journey? You have the options Kamala Markandeya, Ruth Prawar Jhabwala, Anita Desai, also Shashi Deshpande. Do you know the answer, student? London to Germany to London, London to India and finally to New York. The journey has been covered by to which Indian author, Indian English author? You have the option Markandeya, who is very popular author of the novel Nectar in a Sieve. Let me tell you the answer. Answer option second is the right. That is Ruth Prawar Jhabwala that she has written. She has written the work Heat and Dust, the most important work ever written by Ruth Prawar. And she was born in Germany. She was there in World War II, in the time of World War II in London, and also she has married. After her marriage she came to India. After that she has moved to New York. That is why the quote, the statement which has been asked in your question, that from the journey which starts from Germany and goes to New York, from Germany to London, London to India and finally India to New York. It has been said about Ruth Prawar. Okay, I hope student you got it. And the most important work you have to remember, you have to keep in your mind, it can be asked to you in your exam, that is Heat and Dust, very important work written by Ruth Prawar, right? Heat and Dust. Can you tell me important work written by Shashi Deshpande? Can you tell me, anybody of you can tell me the most important work written by Shashi Deshpande? Yes, student? Yes, Tamanna, Long Silence. That Long Silence in which Jaya is the heroine, Jaya is the protagonist. And this question has been asked for so many times in the exam, that Jaya is the character. Hello students, sorry for the technical glitch. We are really very sorry. I hope now I am audible and visible both to everybody. Students, hello everyone. Sorry for the technical glitch, technical inconvenience of yours. I hope now everything is okay. I'm audible and visible both. So the question is on your screen. The question is that Savitri, a literary epic in English, was written by whom? This question also has been asked, and it's also Yes, it's Sri Aurobindo. Everybody knows it's quite easy question. Okay. And it is one of the great epic ever written in the history of English literature by Sri Aurobindo, Savitri. Can you tell me the full complete title of the work Savitri? Anybody of you student? The complete title of the work Savitri. Any important work written by the author Raja Rao? I hope everybody knows this. Kanthapura is one of the most important work ever written by Raja Rao. Yes, Jayant, very good. It's Savitri, a legend and a symbol. Another question is there on your screen is, which of the following is not a novel written by Chetan Bhagat? Chetan Bhagat, one of the contemporary author of India. In the option it has mentioned 5 points, someone, one Indian girl in a free state, Revolution 2020. Yes, what can be the answer? Yes, Jayant, very good. It's 3, in a free state. Can you tell me who is the author of the work In a Free State? This particular work is also very famous and it is written by V.S. Naipaul, who is also the author of the popular work A House for Mr. Vishwas. Yes, it's V.S. Naipaul. Five points, someone, one Indian girl, Revolution 2020. All these works are written by Chetan Bhagat. Another question is there. The Sahitya Academy Awards are given for the best writings in how many Indian languages? It's also quite easy question. Students, in your exam, moderate kind of questions will be asked. So, the Sahitya Academy Awards are given for the best writings in how many Indian languages? In your options, it has mentioned 12, 18, 20, 22. Although the Sahitya Academy Awards are given actually in 24 languages, including Rajasthani and English, but according to the 8th schedule of the Constitutions of India, it has mentioned there only 22 languages. Okay? But always remember, in your option, if you will find 24, then 24 is also correct. But here in these options, in these 4 options, you have to select the last one, that is in 22 languages, the Sahitya Academy Award was conferred. Next question is there on your screen is, John Donne is the greatest of all metaphysical poets. Who said this? Whose statement of this that John Donne is the greatest of all metaphysical poets? The statement has been said by whom? In your option, it has mentioned John Lilly, John Milton, John Dryden, and John Keats. Yes, John Donne is the greatest of all metaphysical poets. Student, you might know metaphysical school of poetry is an important school of poetry in Renaissance age, and all the writers belonging to the metaphysical school of poetry, they share the common characteristics, like they use far-fetched imagery, conceit, wit, and also their poetry, you can say, their pieces of literature are full with intellectuality and far-fetched imagery. In this particular school of poetry, in this particular group, John Donne is the greatest writer. The particular statement had been said by which author? The question is asking to you, who had said about John Donne that he is the greatest of all metaphysical poets? Can you tell me another writers associated with this particular school of writing, that is school of metaphysical poetry, student? Oh yes, it's John Dryden. Very good, student. John Dryden is the one who has stated about John Donne, about this particular school of poetry, that John Donne is the greatest of all metaphysical poets. Can you name another metaphysical poets apart from John Donne? Yes, someone is saying Andrew Marvell. Another writer, student? Yes, Vaughan, Crusher, Richard Crusher, John Donne, Andrew Marvell. Yes, in this option also you have one of the greatest writer of Elizabethan period and the writer who is associated with university wit. Can you name an important work written by John Lilly, who is also associated one of the most important group of Elizabethan poetry, that is known as university wit, in which Christopher Marlowe is one of the greatest representative of that period, of that particular period. Euphemism, okay. Arpita, it's good. Can you tell me an important work written by John Lilly? John Milton, you know, he is the prominent author of the work The Paradise Lost, the only epic in English literature. Anyway, yes, it's Euphues, The Anatomy of Wit, Anatomy of Melancholy as well. All these works are written by John Lilly. The another question on your screen is the first woman to receive the Jnanpith Award. Who is the first woman who has received Jnanpith Award? It's also quite easy question, student. Yes, it's Asha Punna Devi. Anita Desai, who is one of the most influential author in the history of Indian English writing. Can you tell me important work written by her? Because these kind of questions will be asked to you in your exam. Even if you have gone through PYQs, you have experienced that only major works, major literary movements and major concepts, ideologies given by these authors have been asked to you, right? So the first woman to receive the Jnanpith Award is Asha Punna Devi. Anita Desai, who is the author of Fasting Feasting. Very good, students. I'm really very happy to see your answers, that you all are working hard. You all have remembered the major works written by the author. Yes, Cry the Peacock, In Custody, The Circle of Region, Fire on the Mountain. Okay, student, another question on your screen is the Gothic novel. You know important Gothic novels? Okay, I'll be asking this question later. The question is, the Gothic novel is a type of prose fiction which contains elements of, in your options these elements are there. In the first option it has mentioned melodrama, psychology, terror. In second options it has mentioned violence, terror, gloom, psychology, gloom, terror, melodrama, violence, aberrant psychological states, melodrama, comedy and violence. Which option is the correct one? Yes, student, which option is the correct one? Yeah, mostly students are saying the option 3 is the correct, in which the elements are mentioned like gloom and terror. You know, Gothic novels are gloomy in nature. You can find the elements of gloom, terror, also some melodramatic elements, psychic elements as well. So yes, the option 3 is correct, students. Can you tell me important Gothic novels in English literature? Because this question also has been asked in previous exams. Important works which are examples of Gothic novels. Student, important Gothic novels. Wuthering Heights, Frankenstein, very important example. Who has written the work Frankenstein, student? The Mystery of Udolpho, Castle of Otranto. Castle of Otranto is very famous work, very famous Gothic novel. Yes, Biha, very good. It is written by Mary Shelley. Oh, nice to see all these comments, students. You all are really working hard. All the very best for your exam, students. I'm very happy to see all these comments, really. Another question on your screen is, which Indian playwright? You might have experienced that, student. All these questions are really moderate, easy to moderate, okay? So you don't be nervous for the upcoming exam, which is there on 13th March. You only have to revise the previous classes on regular basis. Also, you have to go through all those PYQs which we have provided, and also mock test series also we are providing to you for your preparation. All these things will be helping in your exam. The next question on your screen is, which Indian playwright invests ancient Indian myths and legends? Indian myths and legend, very important element in the writings of very important author who belong to Indian English literature. Indian myths and legends with contemporary meanings in his work. In your option it has mentioned Mohan Rakesh, who is the prominent Hindi author of the work, that is Ashadh Ka Ek Din, Utpal Dutt, Girish Karnad, also Vijay Tendulkar. Students are saying it's Girish Karnad. Yes, students. Girish Karnad, who has used on broad level the elements of Indian myths and legend in his writings. Important works written by Girish Karnad, like you might have remembered Hayavadana, Nag Mandala. Other important works can you add, student? Because these famous works have been asked in the exam. Apart from Nag Mandala and Hayavadana, can you add all those another works written by Girish Karnad? Also, he is the author of the famous work Yayati, Tughlaq, Ye Sarpita. So another important period of English literature which has been asked, the direct question has been asked in your exam, that is the age of Jacobean, the period of Jacobean era. Which of the following period is known as Jacobean era, Jacobean age? In your option it has mentioned 1608 to 1612, 1607 to 1615, also 1623 to 1625, 1603 to 1625. It's really very easy question, and in PAD batch I have taught you each and every period of British literature in detailed way. In Jacobean period we also have seen many authors, many major works, literary movement as well. Can you name some important writers, few major writers who are associated with this particular period that is known as Jacobean age? Yes, it's 1600. It has started in the year 1603, 1603 to 1625. Important major authors associated with this particular period, student. John Webster, the Duchess of Malfi is very famous. Duchess of Malfi, you should read the play. That is a revenge tragedy. Okay, the another question on your screen is, Sir Roger de Coverley is a fictional character devised by which author? Agatha Christie, Joseph Addison, Francis Bacon, and also the another one is Doyle, Arthur Conan Doyle. Yes, student. Sir Roger de Coverley is a fictional character created by which author? No, Kriti, it's not Francis Bacon, it's Joseph Addison. Option 2 is the correct. Joseph Addison. Francis Bacon, who is regarded as one of the most important essayists, he has produced so many essays. Just go through the works of Francis Bacon, student. Another question on your screen is, Raj Tarangani, the historical chronicle of the northwestern subcontinent, was written by whom?
Option number B.
Raj Tarangani, Megasthenes, Kalhana, Al-Bisuni, Herodotus. राज तरंगिणी किसने लिखा है? दीपक, आई डोंट थिंक आपको समझने में प्रॉब्लम हो रही होगी. यस, इट्स कल्हना. ये सारे क्वेश्चंस बहुत इजी हैं. आपके एग्ज़ाम 2023 में इजी क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए हैं, एंड आपके अपकमिंग एग्ज़ाम में भी क्वेश्चंस इजी रहेंगे, बशर्ते आपको घबराना नहीं है एग्ज़ाम हॉल में, राइट? आप जिस पेस के साथ, जिस डेडिकेशन के साथ अब तक मेहनत करते आ रहे हो, 12 मार्च तक आपको अपना मेहनत, अपना पेशेंस, अपनी वीरता दिखानी है, ठीक है? यस, इट्स द ऑप्शन सेकंड इज करेक्ट. कल्हना इज द ऑथर ऑफ द वर्क राज तरंगिणी. अनदर क्वेश्चन इज हियर. Who amongst the following has been awarded with the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 2022? कॉमन बीएड में इंग्लिश भी आएगा? आई डोंट हैव आइडिया. All these questions have been asked in CUET MA entrance students, okay? So students, what should be the correct option? Salman Rushdie, Kirtit Singh 2, Ayushit Singh 2. Salman Rushdie has been awarded with the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 2022. Yes, student. Of course, it's the option number 4, Annie Ernaux. And in the year 2021, who got the Nobel Prize in Literature? Yes, the option 1, Gardner. Another question on your screen is, the 100 Years' War with France was started in England in which year? It was started in the year, actually, yes, yes, student, what should be the option? Tell me. 1347. It was actually started in the year 1337 to 1453, right? But in your option, it has mentioned 1338. So, option 3 is quite near to 1338. So, the option number 3 is correct, right, student? For the 100 Years' War, which is one of the major historical milestone happened in the history of England, and question from the 100 Years' War has been asked for so many times. So remember, it was started there in England in the year 1337 and it lasted in the year 1453. Another question on your screen is, which Indian women writer was awarded Booker Prize for Literature in Translation in the year 2022? It's also quite easy question. किसको मिला था Booker Prize for Literature in Translation in the year 2022? In your options, it has mentioned Usha, Mrinal, Gitanjali Shri, Mridula Garg. Of course, it's Gitanjali Shri. Okay, student. One more questions from this, that who has translated Tom of Sand in English? Do you know the name of the author who has translated the work written by Gitanjali Shri, that is Reet Ki Samadhi, in English language? This question they might Yes, Preeti, very good. It's Daisy Rockwell who has translated the particular work in English language. Remember this name, student. Tom of Sand, Reet Ki Samadhi. Another question on your screen is, what were the new criticism reacting against? New criticism, which is very important critical notion in the writing of 20th century. This particular notion was reacting against which theory? In your option it has mentioned Marxist theory, feminist reading of text, biographical reading of text, and also Oprah's book club. Yes, students are saying it's 3, biographical reading of text. According to new critics, the biographical details about the particular author is not necessary to read any piece of literature. Okay, whatever has written on the page, that matters only. Can you name important theorists, important critical authors associated with this particular theory, that is particular notion that is there in 20th century, that is known as new criticism? Can you name important authors, important writers associated with this particular notion that is of new criticism? Yes, it's I.A. Richard, F.R. Lewis, T.S. Eliot, student. Who has written the work The Great Tradition? This question also has been asked for so many times in the exam. Who has written the work The Great Tradition? The Great Tradition is the work of which author, student? Tell me important works also written by T.S. Eliot, important critical essays written by T.S. Eliot. I.A. Richard, The Principle of Literary Criticism. Yes, it's F.R. Lewis. Tell me important works written by these critical authors, these critics like T.S. Eliot, I.A. Richard and F.R. Lewis. The Wasteland, which is a masterpiece written by T.S. Eliot, and that is also the landmark of literature, of modern literature, landmark of the modern poetry in the history of English literature, student. Anyway, another question on your screen is Sir Thomas Malory's important work, that is Morte d'Arthur, is an example of which genre? Novel, narrative poem, essay or romance? Morte d'Arthur, very important work. Yes, Clint Broke is also associated with the New Criticism, School of New Criticism. So here, Morte d'Arthur, very important work written by Sir Thomas Malory. It's a kind of chivalric romance. Option 4 is correct, student. The function of criticism, the tradition and individual talent, the frontiers of criticism, Hamlet and his problem, all these are famous critical essays written by T.S. Eliot. Okay. Another question on your screen is, which of the following does not belong to the genre of magic realism? In your option it has mentioned magic realism, very important genre of writing. In your option it has mentioned 100 Years of Solitude, Midnight Children, The Circle of Reason and also In Custody. Who is the author of the work, very important work, that is 100 Years of Solitude? Midnight Children, you all know Salman Rushdie. That is an important work in which Rushdie has used the writing of magic realism, the style of writing, that is magic realism. The Circle of Reason, In Custody. Of course, it's for In Custody, written by whom? In The Circle of Reason, Anita Desai has also used, that is no, there's no technical glitch, just check once. Yeah, option 4 is correct, that is In Custody. Heat and Dust, as we have discussed previously as well, Heat and Dust is a novel by which author? A.M. Foster, Ruth Prawar, Anita Desai, Paul I hope now it's fine. No, I'm not. Now it's okay, I'm audible. Audible होंगी मैं इन लोगों को, बस दिखाई नहीं दे रही हूँ मैं. Because of the weather, student, we are facing network issue here. Okay, we are really very sorry for that, for your inconvenience. Okay, so the next question on your screen is, who among the following is not a post-structuralist critique? It has mentioned Jacques Derrida, everybody knows, of grammatology, Roland Barthes, death of the author, pleasure of the text. The third author which has mentioned, that is Claude Lévi-Strauss, Paul de Man. Of course, you all are right, student. The third option, Claude Lévi-Strauss, who is one of the influential author who is associated with the school of structuralism. Okay, who is a structuralist? A structuralist critique, not a post-structuralist critique. In structuralism, you have studied Ferdinand de Saussure, who has given important concepts. I hope everything is fine right now. Concepts of Lang and Parole, also concepts of synchrony and diachrony, syntagmatic and paradigmatic. I hope you might have remembered all these concepts given by Ferdinand de Saussure, student. Also Jacques Derrida, one of the influential author in the school of post-structuralism. Roland Barthes, who is the famous author of the work like the Death of the Author, Pleasure of the Text, and there are so many critical essays he has written. Mainly Lévi-Strauss is associated with the school of structuralism, right? Another question on your screen is eco-criticism, very important literary theory. Eco-criticism is sometimes called green cultural studies, one of the fastest growing critical approach. Third option is criticism concentrating on the relationship between literature and natural environment. The fourth option is all of the above is correct. Of course, option 4 is correct, that eco-criticism, yes, basically deals about the green cultural studies. It is also called green cultural studies, basically deals about the relationship between literature, literary pieces and the surroundings, natural environment. One of the fastest growing critical approach it is. And also this kind of criticism, this kind of critical theory concentrates on the relationship between literature and natural environment. So option 4 is correct. Sir Thomas More's Utopia is book written in how many parts? Yes, student, in how many parts? Utopia, Thomas More has written in how many parts? How many volumes are there? Yes, it was written there in 2 volumes. Okay, Utopia, Dystopia, Utopian work, Dystopian work. You'll have to study, like this kind of questions might be asked to you in your exam. Okay, another question is, who is the speaker of the following line in Paradise Lost, book 1? The statement is, the mind is its own place and itself can make heaven of hell and hell of heaven. Who is the speaker in the following statement? which is there in the book 1 of Paradise Lost, the only epic of English literature. The particular statement has been said by whom, student? It's by Saturn. Option second is the correct. Always remember, this question has been asked for so many times that the Paradise Lost is the only epic in English literature. Always remember this. Also, if you will get time, just go through the summary of the Paradise Lost and mainly important books. Even few books you might have read in your UG program. So I hope this session will help you to score more in your exam. You might have felt what kind of questions will be asked to you, what kind of questions have been asked previously in the exam. All the very best for your upcoming exam, student. Just revise all those contents, whatever I have taught in paid batch on regular basis, and also go through PYQs as much as possible. And keep calm, keep patience, you will get success, you will get your dream university, you will be admitted after 1 or 2 months. All the very best on behalf of CUET Concept student. Thank you so much.